Hello world, my name is Ara. Welcome to Rosara's Investments. So today I would like to talk about the news in the world, in the stock market and cryptocurrency world, and how it relates to me. So first of all, Bitcoin is about $9,900 each, 9938. And one Ethereum is $469 right now, and one Litecoin is $92 right now. So I did sell the smallest amount of Ethereum today for two reasons. One, I wanted to practice using the site GDAX, which I had not used before. I've used 4 or 5 different wallets, and the only exchange I've really used is Coinbase. So I wanted to use GDAX. I tested it out by selling half of an Ether, and I got about $235 for it. I put a limit order in. And I assumed that there was no trading fees on GDAX because that's what I'd heard, although I don't understand how that was possible. And it turns out that there are fees. My half an Ether got sold in the course of 10 different transactions. It wasn't, when I looked at the trade history, it looked like I had made 10 separate transactions. And the total fee for those 10 transactions was 70 cents. So the fee was small, much smaller than if you make a trade on Coinbase, but there was still a fee, and it was a limit order. So I'm glad I tried it out myself. Now I know that there is a small fee, and it's probably insignificant for me making buy and sell decisions, but there is that. And I think it's always good to try things out yourself, just so you know, instead of hearing from other people. The best way to learn is to actually do things yourself. And many of my investments, I have just kind of jumped in the water and tried it out myself. The second reason why I sold a little bit of Ether is because I have a lot of Ether. I have far more Ether than Bitcoin and Litecoin. And I really do believe in it. I believe in the technology. I'm a developer, so I think I'm naturally drawn to the Ethereum platform. I like the language Solidity, and I like the idea of Ethereum. It's not just a currency. So I do want Ether to continue going up. I'm still holding a lot of Ether, and I don't think it's a bad idea to take the smallest amount of profit. I sold far less than I own. Very small amount, almost like paying myself a small dividend because cryptocurrency has gone up so much in the last month or two. So I don't think it's a bad idea to sell the smallest amount and give yourself a little dividend, a little reward. Put some cash in your checking account and kind of pat yourself on the back for doing a good job and investing and sticking with it so long. So in the stock market world, I read the news on CNBC today. A couple things popped out at me. So online sales for Cyber Monday, according to one news source, was up about 17%. That's pretty good. I thought the number would be a little bit higher. That's only one source, and I don't know how accurate it is, but it seems to be approximately right. I was assuming about 20%. So 17% is good. Also, Amazon sold like a record-breaking number of Echo Dots, and that was expected. It's Amazon, it's Echo Dot, it's like a $30 product, so of course they're going to sell a lot of them. I ended up buying a Google Home for about $30 from eBay, plus I got a $10 back gift card for something. I don't even know what the gift card was, but it was only $30, and I just want to try it out and see how these work. I read some reviews, and I heard that Google Home was a little bit more fruitful than the Echo Dot. Plentiful and easy to use. So we will see. I'll give you guys a review on that once I start using it. So that's a Google Home. So I made maybe a mistake yesterday, maybe a couple of mistakes yesterday. One of the bigger mistakes was I held 2 options in Align Technology. That's the company that makes the clear braces instead of the metal braces. As far as I know, they're the only company that makes the clear braces. So they kind of have a monopoly in the market. And this company is growing like crazy. If you want to look at the stock chart, it's ALGN. And right now it is trading at $264. And I owned 2 options, which I sold when Align was around $262, $2 ago. The reason why I sold is not because I didn't believe in the company or I didn't want to make more money or, any of those kind of reasons. It was simply because my two options were worth $8,800 yesterday, and I kind of didn't want to lose the money back. This is a stock that's priced very, very high. The expectations are very, very high, and I do believe in it. I think, why wouldn't you choose clear braces over metal braces? I think it's a terrific idea. It was just basically, I didn't want to risk $8,800 on one trade. I didn't want to risk $8,800 on just two little options. It seemed like, intuitively, it seemed like very high to me. And that's a lot of money for me to invest in just two options, especially for a stock that's trading at a PE ratio of like 77 times or something ridiculous like that. So everyone knows that this is a great company. It's priced very, very high. And they popped up, and I decided to hit the sell button. I will buy back my options if a line drops back down to maybe the $250 range, $255 range. But $88, it was time for me to cash out, take some profit. I ended up profiting about $2,800 on that one. I spent about $5,000 on the two options. So I am happy with that. The whole trade lasted from October 31st to yesterday, which was November 27. So about 3 to 4 weeks. Another slight mistake I might have made is not selling my Square option immediately in the day. I saw that Square was going down a little, and I know because Square is such a highly priced company that it has potential to drop huge at any given moment, which is why I bought an option in the first place. I don't want to risk unlimited amount of money. I want to cap my gains. So Square, for those of you that don't know, Square is the company that makes the card reader that you stick into your iPhone or stick into whatever phone you have. And that way a small business owner can just swipe their credit card and accept a credit card payment. And it's wonderful. I've been talking to people and they love using it. The company is growing like crazy. The company is priced very, very high because they are going to start doing Bitcoin transactions. Maybe not transactions, but they're going to be in the process of, in the business of buying and selling Bitcoins, similar to the way Coinbase is. Coinbase grew from 5.5 million users in January to over 12 million users now, probably 13 million users by now. So over 100% growth for Coinbase. So that's incredible. Coinbase has more users than Charles Schwab right now. I heard that yesterday, and that seems pretty amazing because Charles Schwab has been around forever. So I did make a trade today. I put an order in yesterday for two options for Cirrus Logic, and that went through this morning. I believe, I didn't check yet, but I believe it went through at $11.60, if my memory serves me right, what I put the order in for. Those options have an expiration date of March and a strike price of $45. So I spent maybe $2,300 on those two options, give or take. So I have high hopes for Cirrus. I think I have 11 options in Cirrus Logic right now. They make the audio chips for the new iPhone X, and I know Apple's going to be selling bazillions of iPhone X's, and Apple's going to be doing great. And the reason why I am investing more in Cirrus instead of Apple is, one, because the market cap of Cirrus is only $3 to $3.5 billion. And the PE ratio of Cirrus, the non-GAAP, according to non-GAAP numbers, is 12. It has a PE ratio of 12. This is a great company that's growing. Everything's going good. They have no debt. They have over $100 million of cash. They are buying back shares. Everything is going great. The only reason why investors are skeptical of getting into this stock is because Apple is by far their biggest customer. So the number of iPhone X's, iPhone 8 Pluses, iPhone 8s, iPhone 7s, etc., the number of phones that are sold by Apple has a big, big impact on how this company does. So, for example, if Apple were to drop them as a supplier, or if Apple were to make their own audio chips and not use Cirrus as a supplier as much, then that would be horrible for Cirrus Logic. But I don't see that happening. They have had a good relationship with Cirrus for years now. Cirrus supplies a relatively inexpensive product. I don't know the exact numbers. I haven't met anyone or talked to anyone that knows the exact numbers, but I think Cirrus gets about $5 per chip from Apple. There is a range, and there's not an exact number because they make different types of chips. But I believe, just to give you an idea of a ballpark, they get about $5. And it's kind of a low price product. And I just believe that Cirrus has been doing this for so long, and they're so good at what they do, and they're not making huge amounts of money off of Apple. So I think it's in Apple's best interest to just kind of like outsource the making of the chips, use Cirrus, and I have my money where my mouth is. I think it's a great company. I love investing in companies that have no debt. I believe LGEN has no debt. I didn't plan on talking about that in too much detail today, so I'm just doing this from memory. But I think LGEN's balance sheet is fantastic too. I was looking into it a couple months ago, and I think that's why I even found it in the first place, because it had super growth and no debt. So those are a couple of the companies I want to talk about. Square is actually doing a little bit better today. It's up to $43.75. It dropped from like $48 yesterday. It was like a 15% drop. It was huge. But Square is such a good company. I used to own options in Lowe's, the hardware store. I might think about getting back into that. That has a PE ratio of about 22 PE ratio. I think for such a good, strong, growing company, that is okay. Has an EV/EBITDA ratio of about 12, in that ballpark. These things change on a daily basis, so I just like to give ballparks instead of exact numbers. And I'm just doing this from memory, but yeah, it's about a 12 EV to EBITDA ratio. It is a little bit less than Home Depot, and I think the growth is comparable to Home Depot. So I just like investing in Lowe's better than Home Depot. I think it's underrated. I think everyone talks about how great Home Depot is, and they are great. But I think Lowe's, because it's always compared to Home Depot, it gets a little bit overlooked, and I think there is potential for that. So I do have some cash on the sidelines because I sold a few things. So I am looking for other things to get into. If the price of Ethereum drops a little, I will probably buy more Ether. I will probably buy more Litecoin. I have enough Bitcoin at the moment. I might buy more Lowe's options. If Square drops, I might buy another option. So the situation with Square was I bought one option, strike 43. I paid $236 for it. And this was an option that expires in a couple months. And the reason why I did that was because I didn't want to buy 100 shares for around $4,300, because Square is such a high price stock compared to its EBITDA that it could just drop $10, $12 at any moment. So if I spent $4,300 and it drops $10, now I have a $3,300 position, and I've lost on paper $1,000. So I think an option, even though people think of options as riskier, is the safer way to go. So the entire amount of money that I can potentially lose on this trade is $236 if Square never goes above $43, to oversimplify it. But if Square goes up and up and up and up and up over the next few months, the amount of money that I can make off of this $236 is unlimited. To give you an idea, on Friday, that one option was valued around $750. So I was up about 200% in a week, which is why I wish I sold it on Friday, but I don't always have the best timing. I don't always make the perfect trades. I am working on my technical analysis. I would say I'm a little bit more of a trader that uses technical analysis instead of fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis might be to find the stock in the first place, and then technical analysis might be used when exactly you want to get in and out of a particular stock, based on ranges, based on trends, based on support and resistance, stuff like that. If anyone's interested in talking about that, please leave a message, please leave a comment. Another thing I'd like to say is I'm very happy that a lot of people, since I wasn't doing the channel for a couple months, a lot of people decided to open up Fidelity accounts. They've come to me, they've started investing. I've also helped a couple people open up Coinbase accounts. And I have helped, well, not helped, but a friend of mine opened up a wallet too, and he just sometimes gives me cash, and I transfer him some crypto. And one other thing for people that don't have a lot of money to invest, we got the Robinhood. Can we see that? I don't know how good that is. The Robinhood app. Let me just put my thumbprint here. And if you can see, that is the Robinhood app. It's basically a brokerage, and it's very, very simple. It's only an app on your phone, and it has $0 in trading fees, which is the draw. So if you're going to make a lot of small transactions, the only reason why I started using this Robinhood app, I only have about $100 on there, but I just wanted to try it out a few times before I recommended it to other people. So if you want to buy one share of something, like I bought 1 share of Square, I bought 1 share of AMD, I bought 4 shares of this mining company, NAK. Just to try it out, I bought 4 shares of APPS. So just to try it out, I also got a free share of Groupon. They gave me a free share of Groupon, and they emailed me when I was up 5 cents. So that was good. That was a bonus, thanks to Colby. So that is that. I do recommend using Robinhood if you don't have a lot of money. If you want help setting up the account or anything like that, please send me a message or leave me a comment. So other than that, there was a few people that actually shared my video yesterday, so thank you to you guys. Everyone else, please subscribe. Please like my video. And remember, the first bonus that I'm giving away is 1 free Litecoin at 1,000 subscribers. So this channel is actually growing quicker than I thought it would. So thank you everyone for watching. Bye. See you tomorrow.